My name is Rachel Telford, and I'm Communications Coordinator Publications for Grain Farmers of Ontario. My primary role is I am the editor of the Ontario Grain Farmer magazine, and basically that involves coordinating freelancers to write articles for the magazine, as well as doing writing myself. And I also work on other publications for the organization. That includes the annual report, GFO News, which appears in the Ontario Farmer newspaper every month, and our weekly Bottom Line e-newsletter that goes out every Friday. I've actually taken quite an interesting route to come to Grain Farmers of Ontario. I started out getting my Bachelor of Journalism degree from Ryerson University, and from there I worked in television for 8 years. So working on a magazine is slightly different from working in television. However, you use the same skill set in terms of interviewing people and writing and communicating with people and telling other people's stories. I think there's always going to be a need for communicators within agriculture, just as there will be within any other industry. What we're noticing is that more people are choosing to communicate online. So keeping up to date on what's new with technology, right now that's Facebook and Twitter, that's always important. But you also have to keep an eye out for what else is new that's coming down the pipe. I think it's always going to be important to have educators and communicators in the food industry. With urban sprawl taking over some of our farmland here in Ontario, there's going to be fewer people growing our food and more people consuming it. And there's always going to be that need to communicate the difficulties and the challenges of farming to those people in the urban environments who don't understand all of the elements that goes into producing food or producing things that get made into clothing or get made into any other numerous products that come out of agriculture. So I think that if you take advantage of knowing what the newest and most exciting way to communicate with people is, for example, Twitter or Facebook or anything else online with a website or making a YouTube video, that will really help to make people in cities understand what it's like to be on a farm and to work on a farm. And that if you can see that as something you'd be interested in a career, that there's probably always going to be that opportunity for you. Okay. So I didn't grow up on a farm. I grew up in a rural area. My parents had about 4 acres. And so we were always around agriculture and farms. And so I always had an interest in agriculture itself. The way that I got my position here at Grain Farmers of Ontario is that they were looking for an editor for the magazine. And so with my years of experience that I had as a writer and as an assignment editor, I was able to get this position with just a basic understanding of agriculture. And so since I've been here since May of 2012, I have learned a lot more than I did when I initially took my position. But when I was hired, they knew that I had the skills and ability to learn more about the industry and that I was willing to do so.